Hello, sixth graders. Miss Brenner coming at you live from the classroom, but you are learning this virtually with me. You need to have your grid paper that has your lines and your shapes drawn on it. Remember that you checked and made sure that all of your lines were accurate. Your horizontal lines are parallel, your vertical lines are all parallel, your corners have converging lines going to your one vanishing point. You cleaned up everything. Once you are secure with that, then we are going to do our next step. So this is mine that doesn't have all the markings on it, and we are going to be transferring it to our final paper. To do this, you will choose one color from my array of colors, except for white, that will not be in there. So any of these vibrant colors, when you choose your one, like say I'm going to be using this orange one, I want you to put your name, first and last name. Mine is Nakia Brenner. And then put the class period. You can do it in pencil, doesn't matter what you put it in. You can turn this around and draw on the other side, or you can draw on the same side as your name as long as it looks really neat. I am going to place my colored paper down on the table. Then I'm going to get carbon copy paper. And this carbon copy paper has a lighter side and it has a dark side. The dark side is essentially ink. It will transfer onto whatever presses on this side. It's going to copy onto your colored side. So you are going to line this up on your paper. Make sure there's no eraser dust under your paper and there's nothing that's going to make unexpected lines. Then put your grid drawing on top of that and make sure that it's lined up to where you're not going to run off of the paper. You have masking tape that will be at your tables, and you will tear off a little chunk of this, and then from there cut those or divide that out into little pieces that you can tape down. You don't have to turbo tape this, just enough to where it will not wiggle around when you do the next step. Everyone has an ink pen at their table. There should be 4. If the ink pen doesn't work, it's okay. It is only a tracing tool to press your lines from this side through the carbon copy paper onto this. So I'll show an example of that. You can use a ruler to guide you, or you can just make slow, precise lines, tracing your pencil marks across your paper. Do not go back and forth. You don't have to make this bold. You don't have to press very hard. I cannot even see the ink pen, but I know that I am going over my lines and I know that it will transfer. I want to make sure I go all the way till I finish a shape. Don't get distracted talking to your neighbor or you'll forget where you were. If you really are curious if it's working, you can peel a little bit of it back, make sure you don't mess up your tape, and you can see, okay, that is transferring. You see how where I press with my pen, it is pushing through this side and removing that ink onto the surface that's underneath. Then I will continue going all the way around. The one spot that you do not do is the vanishing point. And you do not do any of your accidental lines that go farther than what you needed to. So go all the way around your paper, being as precise as you can be. I will stop this video and show what the next steps look like. Or I'll pause it and then I'll add more to it. So keep going until you get to the end of yours. Okay, I've finished tracing all of my lines. Now I'm going to carefully peel my tape off of my paper. You don't want any tape stuck on your paper. Put that together, throw it in the trash. Then do the big reveal. Did you miss any of the lines? And sometimes if something gets wet or smudges on the carbon copy paper, It may transfer like this. It's okay if it does, not the end of the world. You don't need the carbon copy paper anymore. You'll give this to the sub. Make sure there's no tape on it. You will hold on to this paper for later, so just set it to the side. At the end of class, we're going to put those together. Now you need a black colored pencil, and there should be plenty in your colored pencil box. So find a black colored pencil, and all you are doing is going over your lines again, really bold, pressing hard, taking your time, making sure that they look clean all the way around your paper. You may use the sharpeners that are in your box, or you can also use the electric pencil sharpener. Just make sure that if it looks like it's getting full of shavings, that someone cleans that out, because it will make the motor have a really hard time. So go around and make your lines bold. As I'm tracing, I noticed that I missed outlining some of mine. Easy thing to do is you should be able to tell where your vanishing point is based on other lines that are there, and then you can just draw that in. So I forgot one there, and based on where these lines are lining up, I think it goes around that direction, so I'm going to put that in there because I forgot those.